Renato, you are up then here to talk about species distribution modeling in the Amazon basin.
Thank you, Adam. Can I share my screen?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay.
While you're doing that, I'll put a link to your repository in the chat here, and that looks good.
Thank you. So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Renato Miyaji. I'm a researcher from the University of São Paulo, Brazil. So I'm sorry for my accent, but I hope you can understand everything I said. So basically, I will be presenting here the work entitled Reproducible Experiment of Species Distribution Modeling in the Amazon Basin region. This work was developed by me with collaboration of Felipe de Almeida, also a researcher from the University of São Paulo, Brazil, Professor Pedro Correa, also a researcher from the University of São Paulo, and Professor Luciana Rizzo, a researcher from the Federal University of São Paulo. And so we decided to develop this work because we are from Brazil, and the Amazon rainforest is one of the largest in the world, and it hosts more than 2,000 different species of and it represents a relevant portion of the world's biodiversity. In the central region of the Amazon basin, the city of Manaus has been growing rapidly, and nevertheless, only a few studies have been conducted so far with the objective of understanding the changes due to this anthropic action in the region. So for this reason, between 2014 and 2015, the ARM and Brazilian institutions such as the University of São Paulo, USP, the University of the State of Amazon, the UAI, and also the Institute of Spatial Researchers, the INPE, conducted an experiment named the Green Ocean Amazon, or Go Amazon project, and its objective was to collect a large volume of environmental and atmospheric data in the region between the cities of Manaus and Manacapuru through ground facilities such as the Amazon Tau Tower Observatory, the ATTO, and aircrafts like the one shown in this picture, a G1 aircraft that performed more than 30 different flights in this region between 2014 and 15. And in this image in the right, you can see the trajectories of the flights that this aircraft conducted. So the main objective of this work was to develop an virtual research environment, VRE, focused on bioclimatic analysis that allows the user to perform species distribution modeling, or SDM, experiments with using machine learning algorithms or techniques aiming to determine the influence of pollutants and anthropic action on the local biodiversity. This virtual research environment consists of scripts and a Jupyter notebook written in Python. So its workflow is based on three major steps. Initially, a data set from the ARM repository which contains environmental and atmospheric data from the Go Amazon project is imported. Then linear spatial interpolation is performed in order to generate a grid with high resolution of the data over the region of interest in the Amazon basin region. So then data set from the Global Biodiversity Information Facility, GBIF, which contains data about the biodiversity and the distribution of the species in the region, is also important. And then through a join operation based on the keys of latitude, longitude, and date, a join operation is performed in order to obtain a unique data set of bioclimatic data. In the next step, the Jupyter notebook, the user can choose which species will be analyzed and the predictive variables that will be used in this SDM experiment. In the final step, a machine learning algorithm, logistic regression, is fitted, and its hyperparameters are automatically tuned. So we use here an AutoML tool to automatic tune the hyperparameters of the model. Then the model is used to generate data visualizations that can allow the user to analyze the performance of the machine learning algorithm and evaluate the spatial variability of the probability of occurrence of species along the regions of analysis. So here we have some sample results or outputs that the model and the tool we developed can give. So here we can see in the left for the species Corageous atratus or the black vulture, we can see the performance of the machine learning algorithm through the confusion matrix here in the left, and also the receiver operation characteristic curve. There are metrics that are usually used for classification machine learning algorithms, such as the logistic regression. And also we can see the potential distribution map and for this species, the black vulture, and it indicates the probability of occurrence of the species in each point of the region of analysis based on its environmental conditions and the predictive variables that were used for the model. And that's it. Thank you for listening.
Great, thank you. That's actually very interesting. So as you know, Gary and I were talking here about it, connecting the biodiversity with climate. As Gary said, that that's something we normally never see or think about from just the atmospheric science side of things. So this is great. Do we have questions? Seeing a lot of hands clapping there and thumbs up coming. Now you have a lot of other species as well that you can map out, right? In looking at your notebook here on GitHub, how many different species are there?
And in this data set that we use, we have more than 50 different species. So they're mainly birds, but we have also another animals.
Okay, very cool. Max is asking in the chat here, which tools did you use? And Max, I'm guessing you're referring to Python libraries or
yeah, Python libraries and open source tools.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was basically sklearn, pandas, anyway, the core libraries for data science.
Okay.